Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel, Jo Knows Adventure. And if you've been watching me for the last few weeks, I had taken a cruise out of New Orleans down to the Caribbean. And with me, I took my late brother's wife, Janice, and a good family friend, Vickie. And when we got off the ship, they stayed in New Orleans for another week. And I was their tour guide every day until they went home. So this video is the first day after the cruise. And so I decided to take them to the plantation, Whitney Plantation. And the mission statement for the Whitney Plantation is the Whitney Institute educates the public about the history and legacies of slavery in the United States. And not only that, so I'm going to read this for you. The Whitney Plantation is a nonprofit museum dedicated to the history of slavery, situated on a historical sugar, indigo, and rice plantation, which operated from 1752 to 1975. The museum preserves over a dozen historical structures, many of which are listed on the National Register of Historic Places as the Whitney Plantation Historic District. Today, visitors to the site may self-guide through the grounds with an award-winning audio tour, which is available in 6 languages, or there's trained staff members located throughout the site that is available to answer questions or further educate guests about the history of the site. And in addition to the self-guided tours, visitors may take guided tours with the interpreters located there. There's educational tours, especially designed for learners in the 5th grade and above, and the professional staff continues to conduct original research about the history of the site and African American history in the Southeast Louisiana. Some things that I really wanted to point out in this, especially this video today, is the expertise of the people, the curators of the museum, and telling the story of the African American slavery. And I hope I did this video justice and giving you a tour as I took the tour. So follow me. And then after the tour, we wanted to go and get something to eat. So I took the ladies downtown Magazine Street, which is one of our big streets here in New Orleans. And we had a nice place to eat. So stay tuned, especially to the end, so you'll see where we went for lunch. All right, guys, let's get this video started. Hey everybody, so let's spend a day with Jo. And today I'm at the Whitney Plantation, and you can do self-guided tours or you can take a tour. And I'll break down the prices, but the self-guided is $27. And they give you a little, I just put it in my purse, a thing so you can listen at the stations and learn more about each station and the plantation itself. So it's not that far from New Orleans. It's about an hour drive, but it's a good, nice, beautiful drive. Lots of greenery, and it's along the Mississippi River. Okay, all right guys, let's get started. The Whitney Plantation is the only plantation museum in Louisiana with an exclusive focus on the story of slavery. Learn about the lives of people forced to cultivate sugar and rice on this plantation from 1752 to 1865. There's 16 original structures, including the big house and 2 slave cabins, remain on the site. Features several memorials dedicated to the enslaved people who were forced to live and work here throughout Louisiana. The dining room was the center of family life and entertaining for plantation owners. Serving dinner, one might learn someone was about to be sold or overhear reports of nearby troops during the Civil War. Then he passed the news on to others. Corinne and Lucy, sisters at age 16 and 18, worked in the house and served guests. Their sister, Franchonette, 14, was also at Whitney. In 1840, to cover his debts, J.J. Haydel sold the sisters at auction in the St. Louis Hotel in New Orleans, each one to a different owner. Haydel sold 62 people that day. Those working in the house may have heard about the upcoming sale first and spread the news. The cook held a powerful position. Enslavers relied upon her for nourishment and delicious meals. She could not make mistakes. This was especially important when guests arrived. Urson Weber, the overseer between 1850 and 1867, lived in this house. His sister-in-law owned the plantation. Sugar plantations used gang labor, and overseers ensured efficiency, often by brutal force. The slave quarters once stood a 4th mile from here. A road through the center of the cabins led to the sugar mill. Enslaved families lived together in these cabins until they were separated by death, escape, or the slave trader. Outside, they often grew small garden plots and raised livestock. Sugar kettles were used inside the sugar mill to boil cane juice and make granulated sugar. Maroons were people who left the plantation with no plans to return. They were self-liberating and survived in difficult terrain. In Louisiana, Maroons settled in swamps. In Haiti and Jamaica, they lived in rugged mountains. Sometimes enslaved people just took a long break. Lorenzo Ivy from Virginia said they would run away to the woods for a week or two to get rest from the field, and then they would come on back. The French called this petit marronage, or running away for a little while. This memorial honors 2,200 enslaved children who died in St. John the Baptist Parish between 1823 and 1863. Disease and harsh labor created high death rates. In 1862, thousands of enslaved men from Louisiana joined the Union Army in the Civil War. More enslaved men enlisted from Louisiana than anywhere else in the Deep South. In South Louisiana today, industrial plants instead of plantations line the Mississippi River. Descendants of enslaved people and members of indigenous nations still live here, fighting for the health of their communities. Sybil Morial was a descendant of Anna Wilson and her son Victor Haydel, both enslaved at Whitney Plantation. She was an activist, educator, and the wife of a New Orleans first black mayor. She fought for voting rights, educational justice, and an end to segregation, centering the rights of black women and children. After our time at the Whitney Plantation, I took the girls to a little poor boy sandwich shop on Magazine Street called Mahoney's. Oh my, it was delicious. We decided on 3 sandwiches that we divided up between the 3 of us, so each of us had a third of a sandwich. I want to thank everybody for watching this week. Please stay tuned for next week as we continue our adventure in New Orleans with Janice and Vickie and your tour guide, Joe Knows Adventure. I hope everybody's having a good day and you're being safe. And until next week, love you all. Bye-bye.